Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, my 250 subscriber special, and my previous videos. I'm sure you guys are excited as I am to have my very special guest, and he is, introduce you please.
I'm Gamer of Wisdom, very good friend of yours, avid Legend of Zelda fan, and I've completed this very game several times.
And I haven't.
No, so it's completely new to you.
Yes, well, I got this far on my own, which you were rather impressed with.
Yeah, actually I was, because some of the bits aren't exactly obvious as to where you've got to go.
No.
So, well done for working that out.
And raging infuriating at times as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. Lord Jabu Jabu's belly was really bad for me the first couple of times. Now I know how to do it. Every time I replay the game, it doesn't have the same effect on me.
I kind of got lost.
But, oh yeah, it was very easy to get lost. You can fall down the wrong hole, you can get to the wrong room. I had to go all the way back to the beginning to get Ruto a couple of times because I threw her in the wrong place. Or I went in a room and left her behind, and she's like, "Oh, you left me behind."
You
like,
inconsiderate fool! How dare you leave me behind?
Exactly. I was like, well, to be honest with you, you're freaking heavy.
Does that sound like people we know in real life?
Maybe. Less said about that, the better.
Yeah, no names mentioned.
No.
And
no.
if people are watching who know who they are, it's no pun intended. We're having a little joke, so please take it as one. Anyway, so I've got the 3 spiritual stones, as you guys saw on my own last time, which was the one part 14 was where I actually became an adult, but there was no commentary, so I've got to do post commentary on those myself tomorrow or whenever I get around to doing them. I was not going to do them all. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I've done it on part 11. I've redone that. Had to wait an hour and a half yesterday for it to finish. But there you go. And then I might do part 12. I may skip one and do another one. But I don't know if I'm going to do commentary on all of them. But we've got commentary for this one, as you guys know. If we sound quiet, I'm using a very different setup that I'm not used to at all. This is a first for me and a first for us both. And hopefully we sound okay. If we don't, please let me know in the comments. Or please let us know, I should say. And we will hopefully have a better setup next time. The way we were going to do it requires, unfortunately, you to buy the thing or the program itself in order to make it work.
Yeah, it needed a license key.
Yes.
And it wouldn't have guaranteed us the actual license key coming through on the same day.
No.
So instead of being able to use 2 headsets, we're having to do something completely different.
But thanks to one of my other friends, who hasn't requested back his lovely snowball mic, which was rather a lot of money if you buy it. I've got that set up, and it doesn't pick up any sounds, so you won't hear, or hopefully won't hear, any trucks or lorries or police cars that like to go racing up the road outside. I won't mention the name. Whoops, I nearly did. So we're gonna. I'm not yet an adult. I haven't done that bit yet, so you guys will be seeing that again. But you know, it gives a Wisdom a chance to see it from our perspective.
It's one of my favourite cutscenes as well, doing the spiritual stones and playing the Song of Time and stuff like that. So
I mean, it's nice for me to watch it again. You know, it's. I have to admit, I remember seeing it as a kid. The bit that really remembered in my mind was the ruins as you come outside of the temple again, and everything's in ruins after the evil person who swears allegiance to the king, but then says, "I'm not here to take over."
Yeah. 8-year-old me, when I played the game for the first time, was a little bit creeped out by the ruins when I finally actually got to that point, because I made the very novice mistake first time round of missing the bombs in Dodongo's cavern, which were on my right as I ran through. So I spent about 6 months wondering how on earth I was supposed to complete Dodongo's cavern, and it took me long enough to realise I had to go back and get the bombs. So I learned from that one, and I haven't made that mistake since. But every now and then you do get little bits of, I've missed something, I've got to go back and do a side quest.
Yes.
Which is very easy to do.
I had a problem with my saving feature on this. Obviously, you guys know I save state. But then when I was save stating, it said, "Oh, your save file isn't this far ahead or at this point, so you can't save it." So twice I had to go back and redo Jabba Jabba's belly, which wasn't really much of a problem. I did it without any problems. but it meant I had to do the thing swinging from the roof again and all that kind of stuff. I did that off screen, so you guys didn't see me do that, but that was infuriating. As well as doing the boss for a second time.
Oh, Baronade. Ugh.
The one for the sub boss. Anyway, we've spoken for about 5 minutes now, so I think it's time to get on with some gameplay. So if you want to continue what you were doing, my friend.
Yes, I just want to double check I'm at the right places. Oh, get off the tree root. I've got to get reacquainted with the GameCube controller because I'm used to the 64. Yes, this is the right house. There should, behind this house, be a golden sculpture somewhere. Oh, come on. Okay. I thought I could go that way, but it looks like I'm going to have to go right round, nearly falling off the edge in the process, right round the other way. I'm wondering if it's only at night that it appears, though. It might be.
Well, you've got the Ocrina time, so you can play the night.
Oh, no, this isn't the Ocarina time, it's the Fairy Ocarina.
Or the... whatever it is, the Ocarina.
Yeah, it's Play of the Sun song. I don't like it at night, because you don't get the happy, bubbly, joyful backing music that you get. You just get...
But I suppose, in a way, it kind of, like, is foreshadowing the evil of later in the game.
True. True. Especially don't like being in Hyrule Field at night. I mean, those stupid skeletons that pop out at you. They don't leave you alone.
Yeah, it's like they follow you underground. Oh, where are you going? Oh, we're going to follow you. And right as you go up the stairs, we're going to pop through a staircase, a stone staircase at you.
There it is. Oh.
Miss?
Yeah, I'm not quite at the right level to... I'm going to have to boomerang it, I think.
No, try aiming.
I'm trying to Z target, but...
I think it's... L. There you go.
See what I mean? I'm not used to a GameCube controller.
So how many have we got now? Do you want to have a check?
You certainly can. 15.
15. Okay, so we have... I have been told by Wisdom that when you get to adult especially, it's nearly impossible to know what you're doing and where to go. So a guide is almost essential. But as we have spoken about this in the last few days, and I said, well, it is blind, and I would like to try and keep it as blind as I can, which you have respected that.
Yeah, I can. The one thing I will say is the water temple. Don't try and do it blind at certain points, because there is one mistake you can make in the water temple that will literally ruin your entire game, because you cannot undo that mistake and you cannot progress if you make it, which would mean you'd have to start the entire game again to get all the way back up there. I mean, with save states, it's easier to just go back to where you were.
The power of save states.
And do it, but without a save state, you'd have to start the whole game again. And I also, myself, have made that mistake once, and it is incredibly frustrating.
Yes,
I
can imagine.
Hours of gameplay just to get back to where you were.
I have witnessed when you've not been able to do something and you've done your rage. I mean...
Yeah, the second I come out of the Kokiri Forest, and there they are. They didn't even give me a chance to properly spawn in the area.
No, it's just...
Oh yeah, that's it. Just attack me, why don't you?
It's the fact that one appears right in front of you, like, no, you're not going anywhere.
No, it's just like, yeah, you will not progress. Well,
sorry, you shall not pass.
Headbutt that tree, see what it throws out. That's some magic. Didn't really need that. I'm after some hearts, ideally.
Try actually... I don't like these spinning things.
One. Oh, no, they're a nightmare. I didn't mean to get as close to that. But...
Navi, will you shut up?
Oh, let's shut her up a minute.
Ow!
Yes, I know I collected 3 spiritual stones. Well, actually, it wasn't me. It was Classic, but...
Yes, it was me.
So I've got to give him some credit for that. He's not entirely
useless. Some credit?
He's not entirely useless.
14 parts on my own, well, 15 parts on my own.
Yeah. But I'm also going to headbutt this one, try and get another heart anyway. I know it's going to refill it for me when I get to the other end, but the other end of the cutscene. But I don't like going into cutscenes and things like that.
Should we do a few of these Skeletors first?
The Skeletors. Can do, but I'd quite like to at least do the cutscene. We can always go back to being a child after the cutscene, because once you've done that, you can move back and forth between childhood and adulthood at free will, as you wish, whenever you want to. So,
well,
here we go. Play the cutscene of the whole game. Because you then get to see how similar the dream he had at the beginning is to this cutscene.
Yeah, when I watched it, I was rather impressed, and I noticed how like similar it was.
To me, this is the best game ever created because no matter how many times I play it, I never get bored.
Well,
Ever.
when I played this when I was younger, I always said it was my favourite Zelda game. It was the one that I really dedicated the most time to. I haven't really had experience with the first two games, which the first one though is getting a remake. But
How she threw it that far, I don't know. Sorry.
what the other thing I think that annoys me a little bit is the fact that this game has got remaining on the 3DS, but they've not really gone back to it. And I think with a bit of a love and attention, it deserves it.
I mean, the 3DS remake is very, very good. I mean, it gives you the option, a bit like the GameCube release, of having the Master Quest as well as the normal. I mean, the Master Quest version of Ocarina of Time is a little bit different. There's some extras added in and
Dungeons and stuff
like that, which aren't in this version. We're not playing the Master Quest version, thankfully, because I've never actually completed that version, so I don't know how different it is all the way through.
Well, that might be an option for a future LP.
It could well be to compare the differences. Yes,
and it could be that we, have a go at it. I mean, I think
Shrek's laughing at us.
So I'm not sure how long this is going to take me to finish off this game, but because we were spending so much time, there was a bit of the sort of sidetracking a little bit by myself, but it was like, well, eventually this was always my backup plan using the snowball mic, so we've got that working.
We tried a few other ways.
We did, and I've tried getting other programs,
but to no avail.
Google is just being a useless piece of shit today. It's just not really helping me at all. And I did warn Wisdom when he came in, just so you know, I might start getting pissed off with the computer because I can't figure out how to do this.
I'm just as bad sometimes. I've been known, if I am using something that requires a wireless controller, I have been known to launch said controller across the room from time to time. So, yeah, I get that. But that's when you're really, really into a game, that's when that'll happen. If you're not really into the game, then you're not showing the same kind of emotion, then it's clearly not a good game.
I mean, I think there's some games that are just rage infuriating. I mean, there are games that I've played that, well, I've recently played on PS4, A Plague Tale: Innocence, and the last boss.
I never got the Ocarina. Hold on.
No, you didn't.
I got so distracted by us talking that you made me forget to pick up the Ocarina.
I didn't make you forget anything.
You did. You made me forget to pick up the Ocarina of Time from the moat. So now I've got to go back and get it and look like a noob. How many times have I played this game? I've completed it like 4 or 5 times.
This isn't me playing, by the way. This is Wisdom playing.
Yeah, I've got the controller at the moment, so I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. But Blame Classic, he's the one distracting me while I was talking.
I'll take responsibility. So the game that I was playing the other day, there was a last boss, and it's about during the Great Plague of Europe, when it wiped out half of Europe with 2.5 million people or something. It was a big crisis during Europe. The bubonic plagues, it was known for
bubonic plague.
So I'm not sure if the Americans learn about it at school. I know I didn't really learn about it at school, if I'm honest.
Not much, but it was covered. And you hold this ocarina in your hand, I won't be around anymore. I kind of noticed, although actually... No, I won't say that, that's spoilers. The Song of Time.
Sorry, I just burped. Had to keep it in.
Charming.
Apologies. So just as a future reference, it's not so during cutscenes we just try and just enjoy it, let everyone else enjoy it, and just not talk.
It says, considering we've spoken over almost the majority of the
I just contradicted myself entirely, but I do try and my foot. I do try and follow that rule quite vividly, and I do try not to talk over cutscenes if I can avoid it. Sometimes I don't, and I talk, but other times I just think that there are some games that I play that I don't talk hardly at all. Like I don't know if you've heard of the game Firewatch, but that's a game, if you play it, the story itself is just so immersed in like the environment, the game.
You just completely lose yourself in it. So
you're
kind of in awe of the whole game. Really,
and there are only a few games like that I've played, and Firewatch is one of them. That game is just absolutely out of this world. It's amazing. It's such a shame because it's a short game. They're an indie developer, but it's a great game, and I would highly recommend people play it. I did start an LP of that, but unfortunately, when I at that time, I haven't continued it and completely forgot about it. If I'm honest, I will go back to it, but I'm struggling to play it with recording and stuff.
I had to think for a second. So I've memorised most of them. I can play Zelda's Lullaby, Epona's Song, Sun's Song, Saria's Song, etc, etc. Song of Time sometimes takes a couple of moments to recall. Here we go. The Kokiri's Emerald, the Goron's Sapphire, and the Goron's Ruby and the Zora's Sapphire, all taking their rightful places on the pedestal of time in the Temple of Time. We've played the Song of Time on the Ocarina of Time to open the Door of Time, to then go and retrieve the Master Sword from the pedestal of time.
That's a lot of times for time.
Oh, did you not know? Time is the theme of this.
So in a second, guys, there'll be a cutscene. Of course, you guys have seen it. If you want to skip ahead after we become an adult, you're very welcome to. But if you want to immerse yourself in the cutscene, we will go quiet. We will let you read, and we will enjoy this while you guys enjoy it. So we'll be back when we are an adult and we get out into the village again.
Bye-bye childhood, hello puberty.
Right, now we'll be quiet.
And we're back.
Yes. So, watching that for a second time, it doesn't get boring at all.
No, that's really incredible. But yeah, she gives you the hint to go to Kakariko Village, which is what I have said to you before. Make sure you go to Kakariko Village when you leave. Oh, look at that fiery ring above Death Mountain. Beautiful. Scary, but beautiful.
So we're going to do probably, if we can, do a couple of videos today. We are going out later. So...
Don't mind me just playing the Sun Song. It's just to stun the Redeads. I don't have to worry about them then.
True. Yeah, it's what's amazing to me is if you look back at the drawbridge, it's a ruin, but yet you've still managed to hop across.
Yeah. But because the Nintendo 64's memory didn't hold enough data, they couldn't have the dark skies that you get around Hyrule Castle over the whole of Hyrule. So it's only like that when you're around Hyrule Castle. The rest of it is unchanged. Because there just wasn't enough memory in a Nintendo 64's game cartridge to hold that kind of data.
I mean, the N64 was, you know, at that era, it was the best console.
Yeah, when it first came out, it was top of its top of the range.
It was, and then I think it was. I think as the memory went out of date, you know, the PlayStation came along in '95 or '96, I believe it was.
It might have been a little bit later than that, considering the 64 came out in '97 in Europe.
No, the PS1 was
around a similar kind of time.
No, because Resident Evil 1 came out in '97, so it would have already been out. And that beanstalk is there?
I think this is the right grade, I'm not sure. Come on, go in.
It's not.
It might be up here, actually. Yes, I just accidentally stood on your platform. I shall go up that in a moment. Yes, this is the right one. Only my second attempt. We have to race him now.
Don't do words especially times, you're running into fire markers. Do they hurt you? Oh yeah. Oh, see? Just like that. Don't do it. Ah, tried to cut the corner a little bit tight.
Rather than actually beat him per se. And this is what we need to be able to get up to the forest temple, because our arms just aren't long enough. This is a temporary one anyway, because you get another one later in the game that's like double the length, double the range. Oh, it's
as you pull the grave where you got down here, in the sort of like sounds you make as you're putting like the effort, you hear the sound of the child sound. So it might be a little bit of a glitch there.
No, I think that was intentional, because he still sounds the same, because it's just as if to say, you know, he's still the same person. And even though he's grown up, because of the fact that he's got an adult body, but because he was frozen in time for 7 years, he's still got the mind of his younger self. His mind hasn't, because he hasn't got any memories of those 7 years because of being stuck in time. His last memory before waking up in the temple was pulling the sword out of the stone in the Temple of Time. So I'd imagine for most other people that
we didn't do it. I got the hook shot.
No, we didn't need to. Oh.
Are we playing the Song of Time?
This box has the logo on it, where if you play the Song of Time, the box disappears. You'll need that for future temples.
Ah.
Little trick. And then you jump up here, and this is how you get out. Into the windmill.
Oh, that's how you get
Which
in
leads
there.
me on to the next bit that I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to talk to him. Never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. I wonder who he means.
I wonder myself.
What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. A mean kid came in here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill.
I didn't do that.
Song of Storms. We'll see what happens in a minute. This song can be used to open up holes for grottos in the ground and so on and so forth.
You're going rather quickly there.
Yeah.
All right,
yes,
so
I saw the heart piece up there, but it's a bit difficult to get to without going back through where I just was.
So, I think we can actually call this a video if you don't jump down the well yet. So if you just jump off onto the ground, we'll finish up this video. We've gone on for about half an hour. I think that's rather a decent length. We've got quite a lot done, but this has kind of sort of been just to test the waters a little bit with this setup. We're still not, we don't even know if it's how it's going to sound to us yet. We're going to roll with it though. I think I will be putting this up on YouTube. So will you guys watch it? I hope you enjoyed our dual commentary and my first guest on this channel.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. It's been fun, and we'll have fun in all the videos that we do. I'll be laughing at your errors, pointing it out when you go in the wrong direction, and just trying to take over.
And also trying at times to be annoying as well.
Well, I wouldn't say trying to be annoying.
Intentionally being annoying?
Not always. It depends on the situation. If you're doing something really stupid,
sorry,
then...
a bit of a sorry, not sorry moment comes in.
Yeah. Come on, you twat. You know, but apart from that...
I mean, we have spoken about doing other LPs, and we even had a sort of a whisper of a possible dual channel, but we're not quite sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, it would need to be with regards to timing with me, because I'm going back to studying this year, so I'd need to be able to jog it around my studies, my job, and doing this, and I'm not sure yet whether I'll be able to do that. But when I know more about what my timings are going to be like, then you never know.
Yes. I mean, it's in sort of like a idea. We're not quite sure of the channel. Obviously, I'd be doing a lot of the editing, but I did have a second channel myself, but I kind of went off it. It was Spectrum Gamer, actually, and it was to show that anyone who of any person background can play games, and I call it Spectrum because obviously I am autistic. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I openly admit that without any reason to feel guilty or to feel bad.
Exactly. So do I. You know, I'm in the same boat there.
Yeah, and it just shows on that particular channel name that anyone with any disabilities of any kind can play games just as well as anyone else, and you shouldn't be afraid to do that. And again, I have said this already, I won't tolerate for any people in the comments or anyone on my channel attacking people, myself, my fellow subscribers, or any of my viewers in regards to that kind of thing, and I will not tolerate it. And if, you know, I have dealt with it seriously in the past, and that's not going to change. So as long as we all respect that, and the rules of what I say are respected, we all will get on very well.
Yes, we certainly will. Spread the love, not hate.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, guys, that's us done as another video, and that's part 16. So we've made some good progress. Not a lot of progress, but some decent progress. And we probably have time for another video.
Maybe.
And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. We will see you very soon in the next one.